just growing old. I don't know. I don't know about your case too with like even TV shows or even cartoons or animes or things like that. And investing all that time to watch something, it's really hard for me to pick something to watch. So like I'll go through Netflix. I don't know if you ever have to. If you do that, if you're gonna watch something, like I'll like watch an anime or something like that. And as soon as I get into the anime, I have to finish it. It could just be like just in shows in general. And so throughout the year, the school year, while I'm doing work, it's really hard for me to get to invest any time in doing that because it just takes up too much time. But since things settled down, there's a lot of extra time. Like I ended up watching like a couple of animes. I think one of the animes I started watching was Haikyuu. I think it was this volleyball anime. It's funny. It's like I don't know a lot about volleyball, though I shoot photos for it. And I was like, man, I might as well learn more about it. But man, that anime was very captivating. It's still not done yet, but it's like 4 seasons of it. And I literally watched like 3.5 seasons of that show in the span of like 3 days. And yeah, it was cool. I learned some things about volleyball. It's great.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why you should be watching anime, just to learn something about sports. I made that grave mistake once. I watched this anime called Free. Oh yeah, it's about swimming. It must be great. No, it's not. There's nothing. It has nothing to do with swim. It has a lot to do with a certain type of romance that gets the girls. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like watching. I was infuriated. I was like, so when are they gonna start competing? Because I like those type of anime.
Right.
You ever watch like those shonen anime? Obviously like Dragon Ball, right? They're all training for the tournament, and they go through their trials and tribulations of while training. I was expecting stuff like that because I used to be a swimmer on the swim team back in high school. So I was like, I can probably identify with this anime. A bunch of dudes, getting together, being one of the best swim team of their high school or something like that. No, it was just a lot of fan service. And I was like, where's the swimming? And when they finally get to the competition, it was like literally 10 seconds of montage of them freeze frame doing the swimming strokes. And it was over. That's it. Oh yeah, we're the champions. I was like, you're skipping over the best part here. But man, yeah, sports anime. That's some wild stuff, dude.
Check out the volleyball one. It's pretty good though.
But no, I completely understand what you're saying. When you're following a series for so long, and when you're asked to start a series that's been running forever now, it's just so hard. It's just so hard to do it, right? Like like One Piece. Have you watched One Piece?
I watched like a few episodes. But
Naruto? No. Have you watched Naruto?
I've gone through the whole thing, probably minus some filler episodes, but I've gone through the whole thing.
Okay, so okay, we can talk about Naruto then, because then at least we have a common ground. This anime, man. I mean, like if you're telling me to start it now, I don't have the attention span. I even wanting to rewatch it, there's a need to not a need, but like I want to rewatch the whole thing, right? But at the same time, you're like, oh god, this is like 600, 700, 800 episodes of anime that I have to go through. I really don't want to be going through this.
Right.
And geez, man, and certain animes that are like having this legacy, having this sort of runtime, it's like, how do you? And it's not even over yet. Like, why would you even begin? So for me, a lot of these animes or even shows, I just wait till like the tail end of the season. Like they're hitting maybe 2 seasons away. That's when they started, and that's how I start to catch up with certain things. They announced the Attack on Titan final season. I'm only 2 seasons behind, but now I'm just like, okay, now that you finally announced your final season, I'm gonna wait till you start airing your final season before I continue watching, because I am gonna wait to watch it and then having to wait another 2 years for you to finally premiere the next season. It's just too much. But I get it. It takes time to make good stuff,
It is. I mean, I hope they do well. I read up on the manga as soon as I got caught up on one. I got caught up at one point with the anime. But I don't know. It's hard sometimes to just keep track of things, and I just get distracted.
I don't even remember the character's name anymore. I don't even remember what happened. I don't even know what the point of the anime is. But once I get back into it, it's like, okay, all right, I remember certain things, and I'll be out of the edge of my seat again. That's usually how it is for
there was
Attack
like
on Titan.
I think there was like even a joke or something like that, as far as like they don't care how long this quarantine goes, but I'm not going to watch a single episode of One Piece. Like even if this quarantine lasted forever, I wouldn't watch a single episode of One Piece. I think someone was.
That's, you know,
It's probably
that's a
not that
shame.
bad. It's probably not that bad. I'm pretty sure it has its good moments. It's just
No,
it's too
no.
daunting.
One Piece is fantastic. Like I started it when it was 600 episodes in already. I started in college, and my roommate was a huge, or still is a huge One Piece fan. So he's just like, all right, I'm gonna make you binge watch all of One Piece during winter break. It was like a winter break of one of our college years, and obviously at the time, you know, we had nothing better to do, either
Right.
study or watch One Piece. So I was like, okay, all right, I'll watch One Piece. It's so good, man. I mean, the anime was fantastic, and it suddenly got to the point where they got the filler syndrome, right? They they started stretching their anime intro from 1.5 minutes to 3 minutes, and then they start focusing on the individual side character that has nothing to do with the story, reacting to what the main character is doing. So whenever a main character does something, you get the side characters that have nothing to do with the story going, "Oh my god, oh holy cow!" Like I'm like, dude, you don't have to stretch the episode like this. It just loses the pacing. So that's the that's the gripe that I have with One Piece. But you know, people tell me to read the manga, but the manga just isn't the same. You know, you're missing a lot of the emotional music and the voice acting. That's what I really liked about Naruto. Was that the music and the voice acting was what makes all the really sad moments good and all the really hype moments hype.
Right,
The
right.
manga, I don't really feel the same way. I'm not much of a manga reader.
Kind of makes me want to watch some of those the big fights in Naruto. I think that's the only reason why I would go back and watch Naruto is for those big moment fights. Like
Yeah.
those really big fights are the ones that are really fun and really fun to go back to. So, have you seen JoJo?
You know what? Funny enough, I was thinking about starting JoJo because of all the memes I've been seeing. It's hilarious. But what do you recommend?
I watched it because everyone kept talking about it and all the memes and stuff about it, and I was like, well, what the heck's this thing about? So I just started watching it. I didn't. I probably watched the first 2 seasons and like half of the next season, and I just kind of stopped right now.
Okay, was it
It's
because it got
not.
boring or because it was just piling up? You're just letting it pile up.
No, I would say I think it's kind of fun to watch the first couple seasons and then go from there. See what you think afterwards. I think it felt a little slow a little bit, or I feel like it's going slow now. Actually, that's what it's
Okay.
feeling like now for me. But the first couple seasons were pretty fun to watch, I would say. So it's worth checking out.
Okay. I mean, it's just one of those things that we were just talking about, right? It's like there is no end to JoJo just quite yet. So for me to start and just be like, oh,
Oh, so
gotta
it
wait
hasn't
till
ended
2
yet.
years just for new
They
episodes.
said, from what I understood, it was like a manga from like the 90s or something like that, the 80s. It's an old story. It's not new.
Yeah.
So
So
I think
I'm
the
just like,
manga, I think the manga side, it's already done probably. It's just hopefully it's done if it started in the 90s. But
One Piece started in the 90s, and One Piece
God.
is not done, Danny.
I mean, there's Dragon Ball that whole saga hasn't ended either. So there's
Hey, no, there was an end to Dragon Ball. There was an end to Dragon Ball. They decided to just keep going with it. All right.
I haven't
Akira
followed up with
Toriyama needs some money, so he's just like, all right, here, let me just. Where can we take our characters now? They're fighting the evil monster. Okay, we're gonna take it up to the gods. I'm like, oh no, why?
I think I stopped
At
after
this point,
Dragon
I'm
Ball
not even
Super.
watching. I'm not even watching Dragon Ball for the fights. I'm just watching them interacting with their families because I find the comedy in Dragon Ball Super to be really good. The fight is just like, I don't really care too much about it. I end up skipping most of the fights, just kind of fast forwarding it, just like watch Goku's interaction with his family, after being dead for so many years, or Vegeta. Vegeta actually has really good moments with his family, so that's what I watch Dragon Ball Super for.
They're like on another season already. I think it was like Jiren or something. Goku versus Jiren was the big fight, the culmination of a couple years ago.
Yeah. It was There was a big universe fight, and then I think they did a movie with Broly, and then they're gonna continue on with another season, right? Is that
I
what
think
you're
that
referring
I
to?
think yeah, I think they're already on that other season. It's just that I don't want to follow it anymore. I'm good right now. I'm totally good right now.
I will have to be that. Here's the thing about me. I'll get bored enough to the point where I'm just like, okay, all right. So Dragon Ball has been piling up for the past couple of years. It's time for me to start binge watching it. And I come to find, oh, cool. There's only 20 watchable episodes because everything else is just dragged on filler.
Oh,
But yeah,
man.
yeah. Dragon Ball, good stuff.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode of the Monday Offline podcast. Make sure you let us know down below in the comments what you thought or a favorite story that you had and share some of your experiences. Don't forget to smash that like button, get subscribed, and hit that bell notification. We'll really appreciate it. We'll see you later.